I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Thank you so much for the support for 45 months, Demonice MXF.
Oh my god, Demonic! Thank you so much! Hello! Hi. Oh my goodness. Hello, friends. We're early. Thank you so much for your check-in. Tyler, so basically what we're gonna do... I will hydrate. Basically, like, making DBD renders, we're going to, like... Why do my headphones feel weird? Happy Monday, yeah. Thank you for the lurk, Demonic. We're gonna make all those fun character renders for DBD. Let's go to ignore that. So like when people make like thumbnails and stuff, we're gonna make thumbnails for like DBD instead of playing DBD. So that's what we're doing. Hi, my name is Mouser Allison. Welcome in, Tyler. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. So if you go to the pinned comment or type in boot camp, there's a document to get you started. Oh shoot. Okay, well we're gonna record this now and I'm gonna put this on YouTube. But yeah, basically we are going to make those things and we're gonna, like, you know, thank you for the 5 streak. Bye, Debotic. Have a good day. And I'm gonna hydrate. So, basically, let's go to the thing. Let me go over the document real quick. Yep. Alright. So, you're going to need, obviously, Blender, F-model DBD mappings file, which I should have shared fine. Let's copy that, and you should be able to download it. Cool. Yeah, you should be able to download it just fine. You need your add-ons. for Blender, fuse skeletons, and that's like essentially all you need to get started. So I have F model, obviously I have Blender. So let's go over F model. So if you go to settings, we're gonna go general, and you're going to go to, yeah, this is the directory that you would like it to go to. I have it set to D and then output. Archive directory, you're gonna want to find this, actually, this PC documents, yeah, I think it's in there. And then game, Dead by Daylight. You want the mapping file path. Obviously, this is your mappings that you downloaded, so I put it in output. And then so you set it to, you know, wherever your output is. And then the other one that you want to in F model is you want don't export bone sockets. That's like, whew, it's gonna be a mess. And then once you get that done, this is what F model looks like. Let's X out of there. So then you should pull up, let me actually close F model and then we're gonna reopen F model. And right, so then you're gonna see this all pop up. You're gonna hit load, and then you should see Dead by Daylight. And then you have like all of this wonderful stuff. So, all of your character models, my brain, no, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. So you're gonna go to plugins and then your DBD characters, and then you're gonna have like all the different characters. And then if we open up, if we go to DBD, the official DBD wiki is deadbydaylight.wiki.gg. It has moved. If you go down here, so let's pick the Onryo. So if you look down here, you're like, okay, well, in F model, like who are all these? Obviously killer is killer, or K is killer, and then S is survivor. Hi, Comfy. We're doing some art today. And so like S is survivor. So we see down here, if you go to the wiki, you can see K27 is our killer. If we went to survivors, survivor is S40. So this is Alan Wake. This is art. Hi, warrior. Welcome on in. So that is how you can easily find what model is your model. So that's the wiki. Yeah, so that's F model. So let's say we want, I mean, obviously I've downloaded like all of these. Let's say we wanted, so like Survivor 1 is going to be Dwight. Wait, who's Survivor 2? Dwight, Meg, you know, those are going to be like Survivor, you know, as they came out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is, you know, Dwight, Meg, I literally forgot Meg was the second one, Claudette, and Jake. Yeah. So I already have these downloaded, but the like kind of easiest way to, once you're in F model and you have all of this, you could go save folders. This is just right clicking, and save folders, packages, models. So let's go ahead and do that. And then it's going to go through the whole thing and download, whatchamacallit. And then you will find that, you know, again, in F model, we put, you know, this is where we output our stuff. This is where we told F model to put all of our stuff. So it's going to go into here in output. So you're gonna have all of these models. There is a couple exceptions for a lot of stuff. Well, not for some stuff. But like they changed how they like not package things, but like where they were. So if you look in here, so you have like Killer 1 through 41. Okay. But um a lot of the things that you have is going to be actually in game for like the original kind of campers. So these are the original campers. And then you're going to have slashers is going to be, um killer. So bear is who's this is Huntress. Crooked is Billy. Doctor is Doctor. Guam is oh wait, who came with oh, Guam is Haiti is Oni. Sweden is Oni. Haiti, their witch is Hag. Ukraine is Deathslinger. Trapper's Trapper. Sweden, I think, is Oni. And yeah, so. Oh, sorry, my mom was talking, and I was like, "What?" And then again, you might want to go to the wiki to find, which character. So these are going to be your in your output is going to be like these are going to be the original ones. But you could always find them here. So in your output, you should eventually, when you save things from, as you get them for F model, again, I have these, so I'm going to stop that. So that's like F model. So it's like, I have everything. So let's go ahead and not show any of that. Okay. So F model, we went over that. So, you're gonna want to set up your game file, stuff like that. If you need to, actually, you know what? Let me open up Steam. Because you may need the archive directory. Let me go ahead and open Steam real quick and maybe show you that, where to find, thing. Close that. Go over here. Home. We love my profile. Pretty profile. Okay. Home. Library. Dead by Daylight. Manage is going to browse local files. So you should see that this is where your DBD is. You can copy this and then in F model, wait. So in F model, you could put it there. But it's also, so UE version is just game Dead by Daylight. But you can find it by going to Steam, right click, manage, browse local files. And then you can find it that way. Are there any questions? We love the little... And then did you guys know you can, like, do your custom logo? You can, like, change it. It's cute. Okay, anyway. Perfect. Right. So, that's basically F model. Does anyone have any questions? Are we, like, good? Do we have any, I'm sure a lot of people want to get started. So, yeah, and the other important thing, don't export bone sockets. You're gonna have like so much shit and you're not gonna know what to do with it. So set up Blender with few skeletons. Yeah. All right. I will show you. Did I download it? Yeah. Okay. So when you're in Blender, there was this little icon right here that opens up your, this menu where you can see the PSK, like, importer, the fused skeletons. These are the add-ons that I asked you to get in this. So what you're gonna do to set that up, again, I've already set it up. you're going to go to Edit, Preferences, and then go to Add-ons, but I think it pops up automatically. Or if it doesn't, then go to Add-ons. You're going to go here, Install from Disk. You're going to your download folder, and then this is, hi Wonton, how are you doing? Oh, little plink. We are learning things today. We're learning Dead by Daylight rendering. So it's gonna be exciting. It's exciting. So you don't have to unzip any of these. So you could just right click, or not right click, but like install from disk. These PY files just install from disk. And then you will have your add-ons here, the Fuse Skeleton, PSK. Yeah, so I went through all of this for that. Hi, Delta. So this is your, yeah, so this is just the thing. And then you confirm the add-ons, and stuff like that. Thank you for your check-in. Yeah, so that's setting up the thing. It's, welcome to the Blender Bootcamp, if you do exclamation Blender, or it's pinned at the top. Yeah, so you can put it like wherever you want. So these are the things you need. If you have any questions, if you're following along, let me know. I heard things like, normally I have music playing, but I don't have music playing. It's fine. Yeah. So, cool. You're gonna open up Blender, you're gonna get this thing, and you're gonna be like, what now? What do we do? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna import a model. So again, you're gonna go to wherever you set it up. So I put mouse drive, and someone give me a number 1 through 41. First number, I'm gonna just pick that randomly, and we're gonna render whatever killer. So 1 through 41. And then, you know, actually. Okay. That would be 20. So, all right, killer 20. Ooh, I love killer 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, is that quick killer 20? All right, cool. We're doing Pyramid Head, Dorito Daddy. All right. So, we picked killer 20, so that's Pyramid Head. And from the hit game Silent Hill. Now you may see a lot of, like, when I downloaded that, like, they changed, like I mentioned, they changed kind of where the directory and F model where they have the things. So you may see SKM or K20. It should be, oh, we're gonna get, well, always delete the cube. They're gonna be the same thing, but they've changed the name of them. It used to be like K20D skeleton ref. We're gonna okay. So SKM, that's probably what you're gonna see. Let's do, I think this is the, yeah, this, well, let's not do that one. Okay, the reason I'm not doing that one, some people don't like bugs. All right, let's do this. So what I did is I picked the model. I brought in the, like, general skeleton of that character. And actually, that reminds me. So this skeleton, this is when I actually downloaded with the excess bone sockets. So if you remember, I had F model, hold on. Settings, remember when I said models don't export bone sockets? I accidentally did that and had a lot of bone sockets. So we're gonna ignore that. So that's what that's what happens when when you export all the freaking bone sockets. So let's not do that. We're gonna delete the hierarchy. I picked head 8, so I went in here, I picked my general skeleton, the main skeleton. I picked whatever head you want. And again, I'm gonna reference this a lot. This is where, you know, the wiki is where you're going to have all of your like models. So are you taking notes? Hell yeah. All right. So this is okay. So this is, oh, it's the hollowed blight one. Okay. So we're going to save this image as, and if you save it as, see how it says outfit 08? That's going to, I'm not going to save it because it's, you know, I'm just kind of picking a random one. But you could like figure out which outfit you want. Now in all of the like pyramid head cosmetics, they're all linked. So we could go over that a little bit later, but in general they're all linked, and if you want like in-game, you know, render stuff, just pay attention to that. I mean, anyone that plays DBD will know that most of the licensed characters' outfits are linked. But you can mix and match. So I went in here, I picked head. This is for killers. For survivors, it's gonna be a little bit like, it's gonna be a little bit more. And then I picked head 8. These are accessories, but we don't have anything else. Like a head 6 or has an accessory. We'll go over that again. And then killers, they're pretty simple. That's going to be the body. Maybe. There it is. Okay, great. Perfect. We have our killer with the mesh and all of that stuff added in there. Great. This is really important that you're gonna want to pick the main skeleton. This is the main one you want to grab. And then what I am doing is I am holding shift. I probably should have like a keyboard thing. Shift, and then I'm dragging off to the left, and I am selecting everything else. But the main thing you want to select is the skeleton, your main skeleton. I'm going to our tools over here, and I'm doing fuse skeleton, which then makes that whole thing, all of these things that the meshes that we brought in, we're bringing that into the one thing. So now when we are like posing, right? Let's say, well, this, yeah, okay. Let's go, well, no, I'll just do this. All right, so when we're posing, it's just gonna grab that, and then we can move it all around. Okay, we're gonna pick whatever we want to go around. We're gonna Control Z to get it back into T-pose. So that's fusing the skeletons. Anyone has any questions? Of course, raise your hand. There should be like a raise hand kind of function. Okay, let's go over like kind of the Blender landscape. This is one thing I didn't even go over, like the Blender landscape, okay? All right, so we have object mode. We have edit mode. I could go over that in a second, but pose mode, you're gonna wanna, you know, once you like fuse your skeleton, like you have to select it and then pose. Let's say I did not, and I have nothing selected over here. Pose mode. Okay, I don't know why it selected it. Usually it'll say like, you don't have anything selected. But yeah, anyway, so pose mode, I am speaking out of my butt. This is moving, rotating, scaling, transform. You know what I might do? Hold on. Keyboard overlay. Oh yes, because maybe I need to input overlay as a plugin. I think I might need to get this because, yeah, I think I might need to get this. How do you get it? Accept. Because put it down. Because I think this is gonna be like kind of better. Is this it? This is probably it. Because this is gonna, yeah, I probably needed to have done this before I, you know, fine. Fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Finish. Great. Perfect. I don't know what that did. Did it do it? OBS. Tools. Everything's fine. I know, right? Eh. Let me open up. Oh. I did the installer. Hold on. Oh god, do I have to like... Oh no. Do I have to restart for it to docs? Okay, how does this work? Ah! I show on screen. Installation instructions. Yeah, it's fine. Usage. Oh, okay, hold on. Input? Wait. I don't see it there. I might have to restart. Okay, you know what? It's fine. I'll just, you know, keyboard shortcuts. I'll learn from next time. Remind keyboard shortcuts. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Okay, great. All right. This is transforming. I really don't use these tools myself. I don't use scale or transform. And let me preface this by saying I don't use those buttons. I just use things like keyboard shortcuts. Okay. So you may have seen me like moving this around. So if you move this around, I'm pressing the hand button, this little hand button, and I'm doing the thing. And it's moving it around, but it's not rotating around my character. You're gonna want to use these funny things to view it in like that 3D space, if that makes sense. So I can move it this way, but then I'm using my little hand thing. I actually don't know the keyboard shortcuts to like use this. I just do this. And I'm just using my mouse. So if you know the keyboard shortcuts, if you do some rendering, that would be great. So this is how, when I view, I'm just clicking on these that are on my screen. So like this can be moved down. You can minimize this. Maximizing it, it's just a little thing here, right? Okay. So this is how I use Blender. How you use Blender may differ. Again, if you know the keyboard shortcuts, you know, feel free to post them in chat. Right. So we have our model, we have our mesh. But you can see that it's all like white. It's all like chilling, you know. We could go over some of this stuff too. So Eevee or cycles, this is going to be how it's rendered. In this case, I usually just try and render an Eevee depending on what I'm going for. Cycles is a little bit complicated. GPU is going to be, this uses your graphics card. And then I mean, this is again a boot camp, so this is not as detailed. And honestly, like I have just kind of learned from example or just messing around. But if you're just getting, if you're just getting started, and you want to do cycles, you should probably bring it down to like 250. Otherwise, that's like what I was kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like told to do, because otherwise it's literally going to like sample 4,000 times. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So I just kind of stick with Eevee. It's going to be a little bit like CPU wise, I think a little bit better when you're like getting started. For the actual render process, cycles might be better for you. So this is the render properties. This is the output. So this is going to be your resolution. If we wanted 500 by 1080, this is going to be the size that you're going to be rendering in. This should just be, I mean, so usually it's going to be, say, for a thumbnail or something. So aspect ratio, you know, there are frames. You can render animations, and I think we'll go over rendering animations a little bit later. Sorry about my squeaky chair. But you can set it to an actual video file, which we can go over that later. View layer, scene. I don't really use these much at all. I'm sure you can if you want to like go into that. The world properties, we'll go into that a little bit later. But there's some things here that I do actually like use on a regular basis. The object properties, we are going to go over that. There are some constraints we're going to go over. And then materials is going to be another big one that we, you know, are going to be kind of going over as we start this process. So, we have our mesh. We have our cute little pyramid head. We're chilling. One thing we also need to see, and as you can see here, it just has our mesh, and you know, it's just white. It doesn't have any shading on it. So this is the viewport shading. So it usually is going to go, so you can see like a wire mesh. So this is like what it looks like. Wire mesh. This is probably going to be your, when you open Blender, this is what you're going to see. This is viewport shading. This is like the actual material. So this is method to display in 3D view, material preview. Okay. So you can see it's still white. So we still have no shading. And then render. So this is with your lighting. Again, I'm just moving this over to, so you could see. And yeah, so that's in general, I usually work in this one the most. This is where I set up my shading. Oftentimes I'll set up like the camera, and then we'll go into lighting, obviously. But this is usually where I work, because in Eevee, it's like, I want to say faster if you're in cycles. So if I went to cycles and I went to render, you see how it like, it's, you know, it's taking a little bit CPU process. So this is why I tend to work in Eevee, even if I'm gonna say render in cycles. So, right, and it's all because, you know, you told it how many samples to render. So that's why I work in Eevee, and I work in this when I'm kind of setting things up. And then when I finally get to the rendering part, you know, we can go over that. But Eevee, my computer handles it just fine. And then I usually work in this way. Okay. So, all right. So we have our pyramid head. He looks a little bit naked, right? You know, I mean, like, he's naked. Okay, so we need to do some shading, right? All right. So we need. Oof. Oh, let me go. Oh wait. I need to do something else. Okay. We need lazy DBD shaders. Okay. Not gonna lie. There is. Let me go over here. So the thing is, I actually have another. So this is just for like, how shall I put this? There is an actual, the FFUS will shade things automatically for you. But there is some fine tuning. But I'm going over. This is to get you started. So we're not going to go over that. So I need to go to Drive, and I need to set this up for you. So, I don't want my login information. Let me go over here. Okay. Let me put this in the Google Drive. All right. Let me search. All right. Share. Okay. Oh, my apologies. And then you're gonna need shaders. So that's now in the Google document. And you should be able to do that. I'm just formatting everything. Great, perfect, excellent. Okay. All right, so we need to put in the lazy DBD shaders. If you go to the document again, it's there. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think it's there. We're good. So if you go there into the document that I have shared, I usually put lazy DBD shaders. I put it in my Blender folder. So output is where we're going to have, you know, all of our like F model downloads from Dead by Daylight. So the lazy DBD shaders I keep in here. And I'll explain obviously what lazy DBD shaders does, but these are all my like files of all my silly things. So like all my Blender files. So you can put it wherever you want. You can put it in output, you could put it wherever makes sense to you, but I put it in Blender. Okay. So we need to, you know what we should do? We should save. You could save your Blender files to wherever. Again, this is just my D drive, my mouse drive 1, and it's going into Blender. This is Blender Bootcamp 2. Ta-da! Perfect. Okay. Now we need to bring in our lazy DBD shaders, which again, ooh, why are we not responding? Okay, perfect. All right, we are going to append the document. We're going to go wherever we put our lazy DBD shaders. So again, in Blender, I'm just going to search here lazy. I'm going to double click this. I'm then going to double click node tree. I'm going to select everything, and then I'm going to append. Now that's going to unlock some things for us. That's in the shading. So now we want to shade our guy here, right? I'm going to just move that down. Again, these are the same controls within, you know, within the kind of viewport, transform tool, PSK, stuff like that. I usually minimize it. And then we go here. Great. So I am going to select that, our pyramid head. As you can see, there's no outline, right? There's nothing here again. So that, not again, but like it removed the thing here because we're gonna select each individual part of the pyramid head to shade individually. One thing in shading, again, this is just to kind of get you started. But one thing in shading is it's kind of busy and my ADD brain doesn't quite work. So we're going to use hide in viewport. So we're going to hide the skeleton. We can still select our little dude here, right? We can still select him, okay? So we have selected him. So now you can see this material if I, you know, if I select him here in this window, this disappears. You have to select each individual part to be able to shade. Now, let's start with the head. Simple enough, right? All right, we're going to want to, again, I'm selecting in this region to select the individual part with which to shade. So, use nodes. Silly me, right? Okay, so I've selected use nodes, which is great. We're perfect. You could also go here. Oh, sorry. And then you're going to see all these different materials pop up. You can technically use this, but we're going to go one by one just to, you know. So you need a material output. Don't touch that. One thing I will say, let's go here. So I pick that use nodes, and if I hit delete, it's going to delete everything. So you want to make sure when it's just a little trick because I often am like, okay, I'm doing this pretty fast. Right now I'm explaining it, but sometimes I do it fast and I'm like, oh crap, I deleted it all. So if you come in here and you select something, and it's gonna have the whole kit and caboodle, like you can move this around. You can always, like, it's gonna, and then you delete it, it's gonna be deleted. Well, let's say you do that. Okay, you're gonna see it's black because there's no, you know, there's nothing like there anymore. And you're like, ah, what have I done? Oh no, I'm going to right click, add, output, material output. Okay, perfect. So you've got that back. That's the main thing you kinda need. I am using, of course, my right or middle mouse button to zoom in or out. If you want, so the way this works is it took me a second to kind of figure it out. But like you could zoom out, and then you can select so it doesn't move around like dragging and moving around. And if you know the keyboard shortcuts to do this, please go ahead. But I just, you know, my old boomer body is like, okay, I gotta use these, you know. So we have put back our material output. Okay, now I really should have done that keyboard thing. Okay, so now we need to put in the shaders for the thing. We have appended our document to include the lazy DBD shaders. So I'm going to do in this box here, I'm in here, with my mouse, I'm going to do Shift A, search DBD. Now, this is Pyramid Head. Hi, Debbie! So this is Pyramid Head. And this is his head, which, you know. I'm gonna do generic. We'll go over like all the different kind of shaders in here. But you're gonna want to select it. Again, we went over like if we deleted the material output. Now we need to hook it up to our material output. So we're gonna go surface. Now it's essentially the same thing, but everything is kind of like spelled out for you with lazy DBD shaders. like when we first made the node or used nodes, it came up with like the generic Blender shaders, which technically you could use, but this is just going to be a lot easier with lazy DBD shaders. Great. So the things in here is the diffuse sRGB, which, you know, red, green, blue, your ORM, your normal, your transparency, or what we call the alpha, and then there's an emission shader. So we need to get the textures, which we went over in kind of F model. I'm going to go to my output. I am going to go to Killer 20. I'm going to art assets. I'm going to textures and outfit 8. Yes, I believe this is outfit 8. And then you're going to have all these weird ass things. Okay? The best thing here. Okay. So you're going to see all these things over here and you're going to be like, what in the hell, Allison? Are you? My name's Allison, by the way. What are you looking at? Well, if you see here, K20 head 008. You look over here, K20 head 008. Let me just move these over so you guys can see. This is, and then it says BC. So that is your base color, or I guess it stands for base color. You're going to drag and bring it over here. It's going to come over here, and you're just going to connect it to the diffuse panel. And now we have the actual like color of the pyramid head's head, which, you know. And as you can see, there's no real texture with it, you know. It's still, there's no texture, right? So we're going to give it some texture, and the way we're going to give it some texture is to put in the normal and ORM. And then, you know, we're gonna zhuzh it up, you know. So you could see here, we also have the K20 head 008 normal and ORM. So I'm going to just do the whole process over again. This is our normal. And you can see that, hey, look, it kind of has a little bit of texture, you know? You can see, let me remove that, and then you, oh, you know what, actually, let's do this. So take it away, there's no texture. We put it back, our normal, and then the texture has returned. So it add the little divots, the kind of cool things, you know, that make it a 3D image, you know. All right, we're gonna go back to, we can also zoom out. Great. That's great, but we need to do one more thing with this. We need to go non-color, because this is a non-color like additive, and you know, I don't think it changed it all that much, you know. It still kind of looks the same. Technically, no, the color space, why it's non-color, but we're here. This is, you know, where we're at. And then we're going to do the same ORM. We're going to plug this in to ORM. It doesn't really matter as long as it's plugged in ORM. You're going to do the same thing, non-color, for that. This added a little bit of extra, like, you know, 3D effect, to it. You know what, honestly, I do not know what they do. So, you know, if anyone would like to jump in and say, hey, it does this, then we can, you know, go over that. All right, great, wonderful. So we have our, you know, we have our pyramid head. Great, perfect. So I'm just going to do the same thing. This is accessory. So we're going to go in here. So this is accessory. We're going to select this principled BDSF, which is the normal, like, just the, whenever you do use nodes, the principled BDSF is going to be your thing. That's just the default. I'm going to delete that. We're going to Shift A. This is accessory. So I believe these are going to be your your razor blades. I'm just doing generic because it's a razor blade. So let's pull this in, put this here. Again, we're just doing the same thing. So that put in the color. Let me pull this out so you kind of see a little bit more of what's going on. We are going to put in our normal. So this is our normal, hook it up to the normal. We're doing non-color. And then ORM. ORM? Non-color. So that's going to be your razor blades, it's going to plug in everything, you know, that all the shaders and all of that stuff. Perfect. So this little guy he's looking rough. But we got it. So now we need to do the rest of him. You can do this from you can do this two ways, right? So I have selected his whole body, which includes when you mesh everything together with your fused skeletons, is going to put all of your meshes together. You could do this from one of two ways. You could look at it from here. Oh, occlusion and roughness. Thank you so much. Is it shadow in the creases and corners, roughness, dictate? Okay, thank you. I just know like where to put things, and you know what I mean. Thank you so much. Welcome on in. My name is Mouser Allison. More or less shiny. Gotcha. Okay, great. Thank you. Because otherwise, I have no idea. Anyway, so you could thank you. Normally, if welcome on in, I'm normally a DBD focused content creator. The bump map? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Like, you know. So I'm just like kind of going over this, and you know, like I know how to do this, but like explaining it, you know, like yeah. Um so you could select each individual thing here. Or you could select it down here. It's the same thing. It depends on like where, you know, what is best for you. So again, we're gonna you don't know what DBD is? Oh, okay. Dead by Daylight is a 1v4 asymmetrical party game. But not really party because competitive DBD. And that is what we are rendering today. So this is Pyramid Head from the hit game Silent Hill. But the Dead by Daylight behavior group have brought in the license. So I'm going over how to do renders for Dead by Daylight. That is why we are here today. I'm gonna get some water because I'm nervous. So yeah. So again, we're gonna go through the same process. Gotcha. Yeah, DBD. So, same process. I'm selecting that. I'm doing Shift A. These are legs, and I believe this is going to be clothing. So, these are the lazy DBD shaders, and it's clothing. It's the same, it's really the same process over and over again. If you notice, see how this has like a base color? I can make it blue. I can change it around so you could see like kind of what I'm doing. So when I selected legs, this is what it will be shading, is the stuff down here. When I plug in legs, when I plug in legs, that will go away. So it's showing, you know. So that's the base color. Again, we're going to just go over newer. And then what is the normal? Is that, because like the ORM is like the bump map. But what is the normal? Right. And then non-color. Cool. So there are our legs. You have all 3 colors in the ORM. Yeah. This is because, like, I have downloaded the, I've downloaded all of the, whatchamacallit, from Dead by Daylight. Packed the metallic. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so these are just what I've downloaded from these are the game files that, so I've just downloaded them. It's, through Fmuddle, so. But I am hiding my webcam just because, you know, anyway, cause, ooh, sorry. Anyway, so, yeah, so here's this, and then we're going to go to body, yada yada. We're gonna go over here, we're gonna bring this here. This is just kind of how I work, and, oh no, it's, right. All search. Again, this is body, and it looks like, as you can see here, like, it'll show you when you remove the, whenever you remove the principal BDSM, the shading thing, it'll show you, what you're going to be shading. So I'm going to do this, search DBD, and I'm going to do clothing. Again, same process. We're going to do body. Right. Normal. Oop, nope. That's ORM. Normal. Non-color. And then ORM. All right. So, one other thing we mentioned this is, I mentioned it earlier, was the linear transparency, which we're going to go over right now. You're gonna have textures that, ooh, wait, I think this is an older model, so that's unfortunate. And you're gonna see, okay, so that still has the alpha in there, but, like, the way the models have evolved, you're gonna have separate, some of these are gonna have separate, M files, which are gonna have your alpha. So I'm gonna take this alpha to linear transparency, I think. Yeah. So, it's gonna show off the rips. I think it was fine the way the texture, it included it. Like, it was like, the alpha is already included in that texture. Some of them differ. A lot of them, especially for Survivor, you're going to have a separate M texture, and you're going to put that into linear transparency. So, let's continue. This is now going to be our arms. Again, we're moving this just so we can see what we're doing. Search DBD, and now I'm going to do skin because these are arms. And again, you delete them, it shows you what you're going to be coloring. So we're going to go arms. I'm going to go here, separate that out. And then we are going to go the normal, non-color, ORM, non-color. Great. So there we go. We have our little guy. He's just a little guy. Basically all shaded up. So that's our little pyramid head. Isn't he a sweet, sweet bean? Sweet, sweet bean, right? All right. So, let me see if I have. Okay, that's great. Oh yeah, perfect. So this is where, you can see there's the never bothered with Blender. Well, Blender's fun. I find Blender very, 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 very fun. Hi, Nemo. How you doing? And yeah, so this is our pyramid head. All dressed up, nowhere to go. And so then we have in the I'm doing well. I'm just chilling. It's so weird, actually. I don't hear my lo-fi sound or music, so I'm just chilling. Alright. So Pyramid Head looking fine. We really need to get the boot going. Okay. So I'm going to go back into here. So here is our Pyramid Head. Beautiful, right? He's so handsome. All right. Let's see. So let's say I want to move him around in the space. I'm going to make sure I select him. Otherwise, you might move him away. So make sure you select your entire skeleton to move him around in the space. And you can move him however you want around in the 3D space. All right. So now that we have him just hanging out, chilling, we're gonna select him again. And I've found like kind of the easiest way to do posing in Blender is to use the pre-made animations that you get from DBD. You know, they usually are completely fine. So let's go ahead. Let's kind of, you know what, let's take a minute. Let's not redo, but let's go ahead and think about, okay, Pyramid Head. What is Pyramid Head without his big ol' steak knife? So we're going to import PSK again. We're going to bring this up here. We're going to Killer 20 again. This is wherever you put your stuff. We're going to Art Assets. We're going to Weapons, Models. Then we're going to Weapon 06. And then that's going to import our model. We're going to Shading. We're going to use nodes. So this is just kind of a review, but it's pretty easy. And then we'll get to the, you know, so this is a generic, you know, it's not a skin, it's not clothing. So I usually for weapons just do generic. We're going to go back in here. We're going to Art Assets, Weapons, this time Textures, Outfit 6. Wait, nope, sorry. Outfit 8. And we're going to pull this back in again. So it's, wait, is that the, hold on. Did I pull in the wrong weapon? Yes, I did. Okay, I pulled in the wrong weapon. No one talked to me or my son ever again. Great. Oh, that's one thing I want to show you. Okay, let's do this. All right, if you at some point do not select your weapon in here, or if you don't select something in here, but you go in here and delete it. Wait, no. It's going to, wait. It's going to keep that like whole skeleton. You have to select hierarchy, delete hierarchy, otherwise it's gonna like hang around. So we have weapon 8. Perfect, we're back. We're back! Team. Great. Weapon, use nodes. Again, this is, you know, it's not skin, it's not clothing, so let's go DBD, and we're going to go generic. Go. All right. Weapon. Normal. Again, on color. ORM. All right. Great. So there is our weapon. Easy peasy. Does anyone have any questions? I know I've kind of gone Gone off the deep end for this. But this is our weapon. 1010. Thank you. All right. Okay. So now I want to go over animations. So I'm going to select our guy, our little guy here, our pyramid head. And I love you guys taking notes. So we select our little dude, our little pyramid head. We're gonna go to wherever we saved all of our animations. We're going to Killer 20, Art Assets, Animation Sequences, and they have provided in the files, they have the animations. So a lot of these, I mean, they're kind of self-explanatory, but let's kind of go over them. So if the character is falling, let's add that. And this is what they look like when they're falling. Let's import carry idle. So this is what they look like when they're carrying. And so this is carry idle. Oh, shit. Sorry. Idle menu. So we're gonna go, this is just him breathing. So run is, I think run backwards? That looks weird. Run full time. So this is him running full time. Let's put in, there are also, so attack, this is in. This is what he does when he's attacking. And I'm doing import PSA, which are included in there. Attack wipe. So this is the animation. So this is honestly what I do when I pose for even just still thumbnails. Is I'll let's see, power run full time. So this is what he looks like when he's dragging his sword around. This is, you know, he looks so silly. But yeah, this would be like, even if I'm just posing the character, look at this, it's a little bit more, I think, impressive. Hit. Let's see what hit. Stun palette. So this is what he looks like when he gets stunned. Oh no. Oh no. So, like I said, you could use this for just posing for, you know, your thumbnail if you wanted something like this. Let's go ahead and we'll pick something. I know, he's anticipating the title. Alright, so this is what the big guy looks like. Just sitting idle. Okay, he's just breathing, he's doing his thing. Let's say we want that. Okay, that's what we want. Great. So that's the pose we want for our thumbnail. He's got some big ol' hands, y'all. He's got the big ol' hands. So let's go ahead and we want to put his little knife thing, big knife, into his hand. And this is where we're going to, again, make sure you select the weapon. If you select just this, it's going to keep the weapon, the point of the weapon, down with wherever the point is. This point is going to be where the weapon is. And see, it's moved it from, you know, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to then move the thing. So let's go ahead and undo all of that. Make sure you have your weapon selected. And let's go ahead and... Okay, Cannoli, what are you doing, bud? I'm trying to teach the people. We're trying to teach. Oh, what are we doing, kitty? Say hi, stream. Say hello. What is that? It's Kitty. Hello, Cannoli. The baby. The baby. Student teacher. Oh, you're a teacher's pet. You're a teacher's pet, huh? You're so good. You're so good, bud. Who's the teacher's pet, huh? I love you, Bubba. So I call him Bubba because he face camps me at night. You good boy? You good boy? Oh, okay. Bye. Have a wonderful time. Okay. So we're gonna be moving this so that he's holding a weapon. So he's such a bleh. Oh my god, I have so much cat hair. Alright. So this is just, you know, kind of moving it all around in the 3D space. And just making sure that he looks like he is holding his big old knife. Okay. So I'm just making sure it looks like it is positioned. And a lot of, at least Blender sometimes, is faking it. So like, okay, calm down, Cannoli. He's just like, meow. Is kind of fake it till you make it. Not really, well, maybe not so much that, but like you can hide some things based on whatever angle you want. So I mean that looks pretty dang good, right? That looks, it's in his hand. Looks pretty on the nose there. I can maybe move it down a little bit. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, great. Perfect. Beautiful. So now we're going to attach it to the hand. So we want to make sure that our little dude is selected. Not the weapon. We want to make sure he is selected. So this is just me hiding the thing so I can get a little bit more precise and take a look at it. And now we're going to make sure, again, he's selected, and we want to actually no, we want the weapon. Sorry, that was wrong. So this is going to attach the weapon to his hand. So during the animation, the weapon will move with his movement. So I'm selecting the weapon. I'm going to go down here to constraints. I'm going to add an object constraint. I'm doing child of. When I come in here, I'm going to see like a whole bunch. This is literally everything within that collection. So this is just, you know, you're going to want to do the K20 whatever killer skeleton AO, not the MO. And then we need to know which bone. So you can see these are the different bones in the thing. So we want to tell it which bone to hook onto, to constrain itself to. So even survivors, so killers and survivors, if you type in weapon, you'll have LT or RT. LT is left, T is right. Obviously this is a mirror image, so we're gonna go right. And you see how that kind of like changed the focal point of the weapon to wherever the hell. You're gonna want to set inverse, and then it's gonna come back into where you wanted it. So it's setting the inverse of that. So you want your AO skeleton, and then even survivors have a weapon hand. And then if we go here, and I'm just going down here, these are your keyframes. This is just idle. So now let's go to here, import PSA, and we'll go attack, swing. Okay. So now the weapon is attached to the hand. So this is the animation of hitting a survivor. And now the weapon is in his hand. I mean, it's not like perfect. The flashlights are the true weapons. You're not wrong. But okay. Sorry, there was someone at the door. So this, you can adjust the weapon. So it's, where the weapon hooks onto can be adjusted. Obviously, you're going to want to select your weapon. Like if I see that, oh, okay. And then let's go. Yeah, because that looks weird, So we're going to want to. But you can always see, because like, yeah. So if you adjust the weapon, it needs to go up a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, that's true. Flashlights are the true friends we lost along the way. So again, I still use the the animations for posing. Even if I'm doing like a still image. So, if I wanted to do something like that, that would be nice. All right. So, let's say we're not doing that. Let's say, yeah, we'll just leave it like that. We'll adjust because, this is just for now a still image. But we just want to, put his little thingy here, right? Great. But this is like the animations that come with it, that come with DBD or like in the game files. So I like to use those to do more natural posing, such that posing is kind of hard in this. There's some small minor adjustments you might need to make. And we can go over that, especially with like survivors. So we've shaded our little guy. We've posed him, and now we want to take a photo. We want to, get that perfect thumbnail, thumbnail ready. He looks very fabulous. Yeah. So, he looks very Halloween. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So, I think I may actually, before we get on to the next part, kind of like, I've kind of gone over posing and whatnot. So let's take a little break. I'm gonna use the restroom, and yeah, I'm gonna be right back. And then we can go over like taking the picture and lighting and stuff like that. So I will be right back, and I'll see y'all in a few. Alright, team. We are back with the yeah. Okay. We're back. Got some water. Thank you so much. Alright. Alright. So I'm doing something. Which I'll oh, I should have saved. It's fine though. Okay, go faster, computer. Like, normally this doesn't happen. And I'll after the stream and stuff like that, I'll have this information. If you want to join my Discord, you can. There is an application for it, just so we don't get many weirdos. And yeah, hey, I have a Ko-Fi, if you want to, you know, pay for renders. What is all this? I got so many heckin'... Yeah, I'm gonna block you. So... Got like a bunch of text messages. There we go. Alright. Shading. Alright. Okay. So, we have our little dude. Right. And we want to take a photo of our little guy. As a like default, you're gonna have a camera and you're gonna have a light. That's in here. So we have our camera, which we have selected, and it's right here. You can move it around. You can do whatever you need to do. Move it up and down this way if you select it in here. You can rotate the camera any which way you want. But we want to obviously focus on focus on our, you know, our subject. So let me send it back to the original. Okay, the original spot. Perfect. Great. So, to view in the camera space, to see what the camera is looking at, press 0 on numpad. When you're in here, press 0. I want to see something, actually. No, it has to be, like, on numpad. Alright. So, 0. This is what the default camera is going to look like. We're going up to view, navigation, walk navigation, and then you can use your WASD. So S, I should have set up the thing. The A and D moves left, right. W will zoom in. S zooms out. And then Q and E. Q goes down. E goes up. But one thing while you're using WASD, Q, and E, you can move your mouse. So let's say we want to view this way. So I'm using my mouse to my right. And we can do like basically a 360. So this is me moving the mouse. He looks like he's creeping. Like, this is weird. Okay, so we're moving the mouse. While we're doing that, we're gonna go down, because this is cute. I'm gonna zoom out just for shits and grins, and then I'm gonna try and line up, say, the bottom, you know, say we want more like that, and then I'm gonna just left click, and now we're here. And then we can use the hand to move in view, right? To get out of this view, we use this. Again, you know, if someone knows the keyboard shortcuts for moving around with this, that's fine. But this is how I do it. So it's really up to you. So I hit 0 again, and then you can zoom in like this. Okay. So we're still in our camera view. This is me just using the middle mouse button to, you know, do the thing. Right. Now we kind of want to set up, you know, this is going to be, say, for a thumbnail. So let's go ahead, and if we were to render this right now, let's just say render image, it's gonna have this black, or sorry, gray, you know, it's not gonna be a transparent background. So within render properties, we're going down to film, and we're gonna do transparent. Now you won't see it here because this is the, you know, this is the viewport shading. This is just the material preview. We want the rendered preview, and now it changes to, you know, the gray transparent background. Now if we render this, we have, it's transparent. So all right, now we need to figure out lighting. Okay. Let's go ahead and figure out the lighting for this. I had mentioned how there are certain things I really don't like use. This obviously is going to be, you know, oh, sorry, I actually didn't go over that. So this, I did mention the resolution. So this is like 1920 by 1080. Let's say 1270 by, no, 720, I think, is YouTube size. 1270 by 720 is the YouTube thumbnail size. This, I'm gonna say it kind of doesn't matter because you could resize it in a different program like Photoshop or whatchamacallit, or like, you know. So this, the aspect, I mean, ratio kind of doesn't matter. I mean, if you went 500, 500, you know, then it, you know, this is just the size that you want it to be. So let's say I you know, sure, you know, like that. I usually don't mess with this. I usually don't mess with this. And then just resize, you know, in a different program. I use GIMP for stuff. So I'm gonna bring it back into view. Bulk navigation. Great. So here we go. The one thing I am going to, you know, this, I don't really bother with the scene properties. I don't bother with. Now world I do actually mess with. In here you could have a background color, all this other stuff. I use a particular, this is just my preference, so I use an environment texture. I'm just clicking on this color environment texture. So this is like the default. It's, you know, don't worry about it. And I use an image, a particular image that I found really works for me. I know this is like a lot of stuff. These are like all my images. This dark cube extract is one that I use a lot, and I really like how it captures some of the like light and stuff like that. And then you can increase the strength to, like, you know, and it affects kind of like the shadows and stuff like that for your environment texture. You can use, so this is, I guess it's like the image is, let me go to my desktop images. Was this 2v8 or where is it? or let's say I use this 4.8, whatever it is, 4.8. There it is. So then it would use the kind of the colors from that image to kind of color, you know, um the thing. Yeah, I'm in images. Wait. Okay, that's fine. So I mean, we could use something like that. It affects the strength. So that's the kind of environment texture. So I do use the world properties a lot. So we're going to go back to here. All right. Close that. All right. Great. Now we want to set up the lighting, right? We want to get moody with it. All right. So we're going to go light. We're going to grab this. So this is the light that comes with just default in Blender. And really up to you. There are probably lighting tutorials. Tutorial. You can find lighting tips. You know, and it's, you know, would definitely be something to look into. But, you know, and it's obviously personal preference. If this is something for a thumbnail, you're gonna want it to look a certain way. You want it to be crisp and clear, and you know, if you're wanting to do something for let me open up the, you know, like a scene or something, because this is my, you know, ooh, okay, these are like really old, but these are like, a scene is going to be a different thing than, say, like a thumbnail. So I rendered this basement, which is actually my ending screen, and this is post effects and stuff like that. But I basically rendered this basement scene. These are really old, y'all, so don't at me. Some of them suck. So like it depends on what you're doing for lighting, you know, as to what the purpose of your thing is for. That's honestly like, you know, this is Billy. He's my baby boy. My baby Billy. These are very old. I had no idea what I was doing. In fact, hang on, let me look at the properties for this. Yeah, okay. So just so you guys know, I started rendering November 5th, 2024. And these are like one of my first ones that I've rendered. Not bad, but I knew nothing about rendering. And then, oh, do I have a thumbnail? It's really not bad. But like this is for, you know, a thumbnail. It's not the best thumbnail, but like, you know, it honestly is like, what is the purpose of your thing? If you're doing a scene, it's a little bit different. I think you know, it really just depends on what you're doing. So let's pretend this pyramid head, like this was for, I'm proud of this one. So I actually threw a tournament in which, yeah, it's very true. Like, so I threw a tournament for Alex's Lemonade Stand in September. And I changed the texture, or like changed the coloring of all of these shirts that were in the DBD files for this. So that's something we could go over. So this was just You know, so it really depends on like what you are doing as to how you want your lighting. And it's all very, very subjective. And, you know, again, this, I don't know what I was doing. Oh God, they look so bad. Um, some of them are pretty good. Some of them are, I do nothing. What is this? Ash to Eerie one? I mean, I kind of like the lighting on that. But it really depends on what you're doing. And then, oh my God, these are so stupid. This obviously is in February. I saw of this and thought of you. Yeah, and then here's another thumbnail with just Billy. So if we want something like this, we're gonna have like a darker background, you know, but we want our subject to be like front and foremost and like, you know, so we're gonna want certain lighting. And you know, this was okay, hold on. I want to look at when this was February. I have no excuse for this. What it was posing. Oh my God. This was actually, this is not bad. This is not bad. Properties. Yeah, this is ugh. Some of this is Hi Mythical! We're going over some of my old stuff. Like, this is actually my background. I love this little Billy. Welcome in. 3 demerits. This is the perk cover. So yeah, you have to think about like what you're doing as to, you know, your lighting. A private session? Hell yeah, I'd do that. This was like, okay, don't even at me. This is bad. Properties. December 10th. This is a full month. I had no idea what I was doing back then. Okay, this is not bad. This honestly is not bad. It's just red. I love this. Like, he's like Chaos Shuffle? Question mark? He's like holding his little thing. Clown. The Clanussy. Let's see. We're not gonna talk about, so like this was for Dave. You know, I think a lot of I think I did render this stuff in there so that I could get the, you know, the 3D effect of the mushroom. Anyway, so this is not bad. He looks weird. I'm just going through my old stuff. Okay. So we want to light our pyramid head, right? We want to light our pyramid head. This is what he looks like. I mean, this is almost pretty good. Not going to lie. But it's not, you know, again, we're basing this on, say, a thumbnail, okay? Actually, let's get a little bit more thumbnail-y. Let's go ahead and so like you would imagine you'd have like perks or something over there, you know. So now we want to light them. I do kind of like this like red lighting. You know, again, this is how you move the thing. You can zoom in or out, but to get like lighting, you know, that's gonna stay where it is, and then we're gonna move this over here. So lighting. So again, this is the default light that and these are the settings for the light. So this is just the light that comes, you know, when you open a file. If you go down here, data or object properties, it is a point light that is 1,000 freaking watts. This is the color that it has, soft fall off. These are just the generic, you know. And for me, again, you could do this differently. For me, I kind of just chill with this light. I will adjust it, but I chill with this light. I will move it all around. You know, if we wanted something like that or closer. I kind of fuck with it. I'm not gonna lie. So right, this is what we look at, you know. It's, if this is for a thumbnail, it's fine. So color. You move it all around. You can do whatever you want with it. You could do disco, you know, disco pyramid head, you know, we're disco pyramid head. Am I clipping that for reasons? Yes. Disco nemesis, or not nemesis, pyramid head. I tend to use, for DBD lighting, I tend to go, it, like, obviously the stark white, disco pyramid head. The stark white is not great. I either go like kind of yellow, you know, based on sometimes a little like yellow green to get like, cause survivors are in the fog at night, they do not get some sun. So again, this is me, and this is, you know. So I'll just grab this. Get it where I want it. So he's a little bit more tan, a little darker. And then I will drag this down. Depending. You can keep it the full like thing, and you can adjust it here. For the wattage. 100, you know, I mean, you can do 50. You could just play around with it. Maybe we wanna get, you know, it's pyramid head. The radius. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. So we have our pyramid head here. This will make it very, very, you know, pointed light. Very pointy light. Or, you know, or, oops. This is, again, this is all like, how you want it. So if we wanted it, ooh, nope. No. And you could see where like you put it here. Okay. So let's, ooh. So see there's shadow here. Okay. Let's pretend. So you see that shadow there, right? Up here. It's very, you know, depending on what you do, now there's no shadow because of how like, you know, that's a very, you know, pointed light. So you can move this around, do it, you know, make it softer lighting. But this is all just however you want to do it, you know what I mean? And this is gonna be very much depending on what you want to do with it. If that makes sense. So let's move this a little bit less. Maybe we can get, you know, some shadow in there. Right? So this is just looking at it from the view point, right? This is just, you know, how our thumbnail is going to look. But if we want to adjust it further, you know, and bring it over, oops, maybe back at, you know, it'll change the, you know, yeah, honestly, this is more like aesthetics of like what you are trying to kind of accomplish. You know what I mean? Like what you're going for. And usually this is all I fuck with, kind of. I might do like, say, another, oh, actually, you know what, that's right. Okay, so we've adjusted our lighting. This is what we want, right? Cool, perfect, awesome, beautiful. Let's say we want another light, maybe like setting the mood or something. Again, I wish I did the keyboard shortcut thing. I do Shift A and that pulls up this menu, in which you can add more lights, another camera, or if you delete your camera accidentally, you know, you could add an image, and I believe this is just in here, so it's just the add menu. So Shift A, you can, when you're in, you know, this space, Shift A. Let's add another light. Let's add a point light. And it's gonna go back down to your 0, 0, 0. Oh my god, I'm too ADD sometimes for this. But let's say we have our point light. This is the one that we added. Item. So this is another, let's get out of here. Okay. So this is our light that we just added. It is currently in the space at 0, 0, 0. You can rotate it. It's a point light, so it's fine. So you could rotate it, the X and Y and Z and all of that stuff. You can also actually let's do it this way. So this is the location of Pyramid Head. We could just click on that, bring him back to 0. And then you can scale him so he be big. And I don't really fuck with dimensions per se, but like, if you wanted to, because like some survivors, well, survivors and killers obviously are different heights, right? But let's say you wanted like Nemesis to be a little bit more, you know, bigger than life, you know, you could do that. So our point light is at, well, the rotation doesn't matter because it's a point light. Cool. But you could in theory change this so you can move it this way as well, but I don't really fuck with that. Like I don't. It's mostly, it's gonna be for me easier to, you know, put it there. So let's bring this over here. And right. So this point light, you know, we want it kinda that. And say we want it like that. We want some light. Let's say we want, you know, it's a killer in DBD. We want that. And a little bit less. Okay, so, you know, again, it's gonna be in your, depending on what you want it to be, is gonna be your, you know, thing. Like, how you light your subject. Alright, let's talk about, does anyone have any questions, first of all? Is there anything that we want to see right now? Because I think what I may do is go over survivors. So if anyone can pick a number 1 through 48. Oh, and then oh, sorry. Forgot about that. Let's say we're gonna render this. This is our thumbnail for creepy Pyramid Head. I just went up to render image 11, of course. And I'm gonna save as, and then we're just gonna do ph boot camp. Great. We have now rendered our thing. And again, you could do cycles. Again, this is 250, but this is all like rendered. It's going to take your GPU a second to render it. And then this is render image. And it's literally going to sample it 250 times. So, takes a little bit longer, depending on your PC. And we're gonna stop that. And then we're gonna add in, we're gonna go back to Eevee. And then we're going to, let's get rid of this light. And then we're gonna import Survivor 11. So, okay, again, wherever you put your F model, Survivor 11. Model. I don't even know who this is. We're gonna bring in our leg. Oh, there's only one leg? Okay. Apparently. Head? Who in the heck is this? I don't even know who this is. Oh, it's Quentin. Okay. I was like, why is there nothing? Or so. It's Quentin from, okay. From, whatchamacallit. So, we have imported totally different franchises. Demonic? God. No, it's fine. Fine. And welcome back from home. I hope you, I mean, I know, right? Different franchises. Dang it. Alright. So, doing the same thing, we're pulling in our model with the mesh. Again, we're going here to the skeleton. We're selecting that because we want that to be the main, you know, thing. And then we're left click and we're dragging all the way to select everything else, but keeping the skeleton, the main skeleton, here. So, few skeletons, we're here. Hell yeah, let's go. Quentin, beautiful. Beautiful bean, okay? Alright, now we should do some, okay, I'm gonna go back into here just so we can, you know, we're not worried about rendering. We're gonna go back to some shading. And we're gonna go over here. Bring this over. This is just, you know. Alright, so torso 1. Now, DBD models have been strange, okay? The older models, a lot of them don't have, like, not necessarily alpha textures, but, like, the whole thing, like, this is still, like, his skin fingers. That sounded wrong. His skin fingers, right? And his jacket and his clothing. So, let's go in here. We're gonna grab S11. We're going to Art Assets, Textures, Outfit 1. Because as you can see, Torso 1 is like literally he has his fingers. So since a majority of DBD is, oh no, I don't want skin. We're gonna go clothing. Since a majority of it is you know, clothing, so it's gonna be a little weird, the texture. But we're here now because demonic chose violence, apparently. You know, this is the same thing as before. This is gonna add our texture, our ORM, non-color, so that's gonna, you know, his fingers are gonna be like clothing, but like it's built into it, if that makes sense. I think the alpha might help. Yeah, okay. So, easy peasy. Let's do it. So again, clothing, use nodes. I'm gonna move this over. delete a search DBD. We're gonna do clothing because those are pants. Legs is legs. Normal. Oops. ORM. Perfect. So, clothing texture, I mean, like, you're not seeing much, if any, skin on him, so that's why I chose clothing. Alright, we're going to, excuse me, head nodes, but this is his head. So this is going to be DBD and skin, and we're gonna select that, attach it. Now, again, one thing you may notice, I mean, this is going to be like his demonic chose violence and chose survivor 11. There's not much to choose from. Usually your 0-0 textures are going to be your skin, torso textures. So we're adding his little face in there. We're going to do our normal, right? Normal. On color. Our ORM. So it's going to be like, you know, our blemishes and all of that, whatever skin texture, non color. Great, perfect. Oh yeah, let me go ahead. So while we're doing the shading, there's kind of no point in, you know. So this is Quentin's normal, you know, skin texture. A lot of people do use one thing that they have in Dead by Daylight, for those that don't play Dead by Daylight, is we have the prestige cosmetic. Why is that like, what? Why is that like, okay. That's a weird, why is it that far away? Okay, whatever. We have prestige cosmetics. So a lot of time, whenever you like, you know, they will actually, when you download an F model, all the textures, you may have things that post into, like, that go to your drive in a different spot. I'm not sure how, so like I'm in output. This is where all of my textures and models of the entire game is. But if you go to exports, which you should have an exports folder when you download the textures from and put them on your whatever drive. Dead by Daylight, if you go to plugins, DBD characters, you're gonna have the same exact you know, you should see all of your killers, all of your survivors, right? Why don't we see S11? It could be a runtime, behavior, character. I don't know where it is. Team. Content? Characters? Campers? Oh, I think that's because... Okay. Now, where is... Because he's an older model, he may not have moved over. I don't know where he is. Okay, we're not going to talk. We could do prestige on Survivor later. But usually prestige characters are in your exports. Wouldn't be in... No. Game. Characters. Campers. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So that's prestige cosmetics. Great. Okay. Now again, you could go here, you see that there's lashes, or you'd go to slot 2 here. We're going to do the same thing. Obviously, it's the same process over and over again, really. DBD, but we're going to do, in this case, DBD. I don't know why we don't ignore this part. I don't know why shader grabbing everything like that, and then we go A, search, DBD, and hair. I don't know why those didn't show up. So now we want, these are our lashes. So these are a hair texture. He looks so silly. Now you could search lashes since I am in Blender a fair amount. Am I have this again, this is in shared assets, textures. Hi Apple! The magic? Oh no. Oh nuts. Okay. Welcome in, Apple. How you doing? Alright. So we did Pyramid Head, just to review. We did Pyramid Head. And shaded him. And then just a little sleepy. Oh, sleepiness. And then my mod and friend, Demonic, picked violence, chose violence, and picked Quentin. Oh, good, I'm glad. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So we're shading Quentin. I was just gonna go, I don't know why I don't have his prestige, but we'll go over prestige cosmetics and how to get those. But we're going over lashes. So I already have this like saved because I'm in Blender a lot. And this is like with hair on survivors and even hair on some killers like Nurse or whatever, or artists. You're gonna encounter M textures. I totally mask, I think is what it's called, mask textures. And those are gonna be your alpha textures. So if you see here, right, you see this is just like the normal kind of shader, and you see it's blocky and it's this orange color. Yeah, it's literally CC eyelashes, but for um DBD. If you're thinking of it in Sims terms, right? So we're in our lashes, and this is your M, your mask, your alpha. So you're gonna pull up the hair, and then you're gonna bring the color down to linear transparency, and you see how this is very okay, I can't like do this. Hold on. So you see how it went from looking like a blocky ass mess to literally looking like eyelashes. We're gonna do non-color. Or actually, I mean, color is fine. That was the SR. So that's gonna be your. So now instead of blocky eyelashes, we have normal eyelashes. So that's taking that M texture, and I'm gonna explain again. So you see how his hair is blocky and not great. We're gonna do essentially the same thing. Hi Gabby, how are you doing, hun? How is your day? We're doing some art. We're doing some art stuff. And we're doing Blender rendering. So again, we're putting in DBD hair. This is from the lazy DBD shaders. We have our color, gradient height, normal, transparency. So, let's go. Like I mentioned, we have our hair library that is like, you know, that I have pinned so I know how to get it. And we're gonna go and we are gonna grab the stuff for the hair, okay? Doesn't have to be that big. What color is this hair? It's like so we're gonna go to color. And we're gonna go, it's brown, right? You know what, Apple? I am a killer main. Dark brown, right? It's like a dark brown. So this is the color, the BC base color. It's dark brown. That looks pretty good. Or is he like a dirty blonde? Hmm. Maybe an auburn? I don't know. Like what his actual model is. Ah, went to the wrong thing. Okay. How about well, Auburn is kind of, yeah, like what is Quentin? Ashen, I don't know if this would be, yeah, maybe that would work. Okay. So it's blocky. It's gross. It doesn't look good. So we gotta make it look good. So this is a little trick with hair that is a little bit you could just put because we talked about the lashes, how they were blocky and we needed that M texture, you know? Oh wait, hair library. Let's do legacy. I'm just gonna do this for just different purposes. So we mentioned the whole, you know, like the lashes. So again, we have those M or A or alpha textures. A lot of hair is going to be like A, not the M. So let's say we take common hair. So this is CMM hair 04. So this is like common shared texture library. So this is essentially the same thing. We're going to grab this color and it puts, you know, this, you know, so you have the base color and then it's going to make it, you know, the transparency, right? So this is what the hair looks like kind of in game. This looks like shit. Okay, we want to make him look good, right? So we're gonna do this differently. And I mean, this is almost a what's the word I'm looking for? Process of elimination. Sometimes if you wanna like, I mean, that's a little bit better, you know. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, right? It still has that, you know, that weird texture kind of thing going on with DBD hairs. We know what we're talking about. But let's make him look a little bit better, right? Let's also hide this. Sorry. All right, Quentin. So, we have, oh, nope, sorry. In my hair library, there is hair, and then you have buzz cut, curly dreads, greasy wet, miscellaneous, row braids. So we're gonna make this fancy. We're gonna be a fancy Quentin. We're gonna do Shift A, sorry. We're gonna add a separate color. Okay. You don't have to do this. Like, it depends on, again, what you're trying to accomplish with. You could just put in those M textures, which those are technically fine, but if you want it to be like a little bit better, especially hair in DBD for your render, this is what we're going for. All right, we're gonna take the red. Let me zoom in a little bit, right? Hold on. Zoom in. We're gonna take the red, we're gonna put it into gradient, and then we're gonna take the blue and put it into linear transparency. So that looks a little awkward, doesn't it? It looks weird. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go back to here and let's say he has basically straight hair, right? So this is IDGAD. We're gonna go in here. Tissue, yeah, exactly. We're gonna take this color and put it into there. And then we're gonna do non-color. And there. It looks a little bit better. We could, so like I said, it's almost a process of elimination. Maybe the straight hair doesn't work for us. Miscellaneous, no. Hold on, sorry. Wavy, maybe? I mean, it's all the same process. Really, it's just what you wanna... No, I mean, maybe the straight was kind of fine. Greasy... Oh, actually, greasy wet may work for him because, you know, teenager. Oh, no. That didn't quite work. You know, I think the straight was fine. Like I said, it's kind of a process of elimination what works. And in this mode, the way I'm like, you know, that actually kind of works for him. So it does look weird in this, like there was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of it looks like bald patches, but when you come out here, it'll all like kind of blend in um in terms of, like there are kind of bald patches, but when you go into rendering, it looks much much better. So that actually looks really really good. Actually I kind of like the lighting. So we're looks good, right? Like it looks like Quentin. So great. Beautiful. All right. So that's basically survivors. Again, killer, you're gonna have a head, you're gonna have a body. There may be accessories depending on what killer, you know. But in general, that's killer, that's survivor. Now, one of the things we did with our quote unquote thumbnail here is we posed our little dude, our little pyramid head, using the animations in the game. So let's actually do the same thing, but for Survivor. We are again going to grab our entire skeleton, not selecting in here. We're going to grab the entire skeleton. We are going to go to the PSK PSA, so your meshes. We're going to go to import PSA. We're going to go to our folder, which includes our files. We're going to go to S11, art assets, animation, and then you're going to find again the animations that come in your files. So let's see what Quentin looks like sitting on a log. Oh, great. Good job, bud. So this is him sitting on a log. I'm going to do something really quick. Ignore that for now. But you're gonna see this is what he looks like sitting on a log. Because we've posed Pyramid Head how we want him. So I just removed the animation because if I move this, he would move. So, oh, he was asleep. Oh, okay, got it. Wakey, wakey, Quentin. Great. All right, so you're gonna find a lot of these animations, kind of fuck shit up. I'm not lying. Like some of their face, like, remember when there were some glitches for, like whenever Wesker would grab someone? Oh my god, whenever Wesker would grab someone and you had like the nostrils flaring and the eye bulging and stuff like that. Yeah. All of that stuff. Well, sometimes the animations, especially in, they distort the like face. So they may not show up perfectly, but I'll show you how to fix that. Okay, this is not too bad. This is honestly not too bad, right? So oh, actually, I think face additive. Eh. Might fuck up his face. I don't know if that's gonna fuck up his face. IRL, exactly. All right. Why is this not fucking up? Dang it. Nope, that still isn't even. Okay. Menu idle. All right. So sometimes it distorts. All right. So this is his animation. Let's say we just want him, like you know what? I could do Leon, and sometimes Leon's like face fucks up I could show you that. So that doesn't look too bad. But anyway, so let's say his face is fucked up, right? McLovin, welcome Raiders. My name is Master Allison, Dead by Daylight Blender artist? Question mark. How was your stream? Let me get you a shout out. How was your stream? What did you get up to? Raiders, welcome on in. We are doing some art. We are doing some Blender stuff for DBD. How was your stream, McLovin? How's the wife? How's everything? Steal your chat. Take care. We love you. Aw, no, I love you guys. Anyhow, Raiders, welcome. We are doing some DBD art. We are rendering. I'm going through all the instructions. But thank you so much for coming on in. Did you do DBD today, or did we do another game? So, yes, we're doing some Quinn. 20-year anniversary in 2 days? Dang, oh my god, I love Once Human. Oh my god, I love Once Human. That's such a good game. It takes a lot of memory for the PC. Yeah, I'm also addicted to Identity V. As well. IDV is it's a wonderful game, honestly. But we were just going over some, it's DBD adjacent, you know what I mean? DBD adjacent. So, anyhow. Ooh, new deviated secure scenario? Oh my god. Are you doing PvE or PvP for Once Human? Because I kind of like the Pal World collab on the 30th. Ooh, I never played Pal World. PvE with some PvP? Okay. It's been a minute since I did some of that. But you should check out IDV. It's a very awesome community. You fight your deviants against others? Ooh, that's so good. Dang. That's amazing. Yeah, I need to free up some hard drive space. Thank you for your check-in, Apple. Appreciate you. Yeah. Kind of a sweat. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. No, not that. Not that. No. Anyway, so we were going over some things and some stuff. So let's take our little Quentin. Full 843 wins? Ooh, girl. Okay, go lurk. Thank you again for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Yeah, we're gonna chill. We're just getting some stuff. Love you too. Yeah, okay. So we got our Quentin. He's chilling. He's hanging in there. Let's oh no, wait. Oh, one thing I want to actually talk about in this is if you click on the different, colored, you can rotate any which way, right? We're gonna Z, and then you can click the red and you move him in the XY, whatever axis. But if you click in between here, but in this gray circle, he can go anywhere in Disco Quentin. He can go anywhere in the, in that space. So it's kind of frustrating at first. Like sometimes if you misclick, you may, move him in a weird way. So just letting you know. So let's have him. See, I did it. Okay. What's he look like? All right. So we do something. So we could do something fun. Move him in the space. He could be like petting Quentin. Let's see if we can get him. I'm just doing, you know, silly things. Silly things. But yeah, he's grabbing Quentin's face and squish. Big squish. And again, you can grab this. You could grab the within the, you know, making sure that you have your little Quentin skeleton. You can also move him in the 3D space like that. But this is what it looks like. Great. Perfect. He's like, yeah, he's not bothered, you know? Let's render that. I mean, well. Okay, the lighting is not that great, but you know, why does he look 30 years old? I mean, it could be the lighting, but isn't he supposed to be like a teenager? Anyway. Oh, we can also check here, you know, in our rendered space with the lighting. And yeah. So let's pull up one thing I wanted to show y'all again is Prestige Cosmetics. So let's go ahead and oh, the animation. Yes. So I clicked on this triangle and you guys are going to have to forgive me. I am ADD. I am diagnosed ADD. So I'm probably all over the place, but hopefully this is still a decent tutorial for like all the things to do. But you can see that it has this animation. So that is the applied animation that we gave him from the import PSA. If you click on it, so you have to click the little down arrow icon, and then it has all of that, you know, that's the animation, so it'll apply it for you. I right click clear animation data. That doesn't remove the animation pose that you selected the keyframe for, meaning he's still going to be in this pose, right? He's still going to be posed from whatever keyframe you selected from down here. This, okay, animation is a little, like, selecting different animation is going to be a little bit different, or like something I'm still not familiar with. I just use the in-game animations to like pose my characters, if that makes sense. So if you clear that animation, it's not going to reset him back to a T pose. It's going to keep him in the same animation that he was in that particular keyframe. So perfect. Great. All right, let's go over bloody cosmetics, okay? So I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna go to, we've gone over this, so I'm gonna do campers, I'm gonna do Meg, my Meg skeleton, torso 01, we're gonna do, neck, oh wait, that's head 0, oh yeah, let me go over this real quick. So in heads, you know, most survivors have hair. So you're gonna find their normal default face is head 00. We kind of went over that with the you know, the when pulling in, say, Quentin, and in the shaders. But to get hair, you're gonna have your, it's gonna be in accessories. More often than not, it's in accessories. So top, models, and then we're gonna go hair 01. Bam. Nope. There it is. Okay. Great. So that's Meg's, you know, normal hair. Let's pull up the legs. So legs 01. Great. Perfect. So this is our Meg model. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to select her main skeleton, AO. We're going to go to the left a little bit. We're going to left click drag. And then we're going to fuse the skeleton. So we have our whole ass Meg set up right now. So I'm going to go back to this version of the just so we can see the shading. We are going to go here. Now let me show you. This is what I want to set up for you guys is the let me remove, while we're doing the shading, I want to show you where the prestige cosmetics are. So when I deleted the principled BDSF, I mean, yeah, I almost said BDSM. It shows me that I'm going to be doing the skin, because obviously that's our arms. So I'm gonna type in DBD and do skin. I'm gonna connect it to the material output. We're gonna go to output, exports, Dead by Daylight, content, characters, campers. We're going to Meg. We're going to textures. We're going to outfit 01. And in this, you're going to find all the variants. So it's in exports, DBD, characters, stuff like that. You can see here, remember in the old way when you had level 50 P3 and you lost all of your items. You to prestige, so like it's P0 or P01, sorry, is your prestige cosmetics. So you could already see that these are your prestige cosmetics. So torso B01, again, it's just kind of matching everything up to what it says here. So these are our prestige cosmetics. We're just, again, it's the same process all over again to do this. So it's gonna be in there. If anyone would like that written out, I can add it to the document. Let me actually do that. Cosmetics. Location. Cool. Great. Perfect. Okay. So again, same thing. I'm gonna go down to slot where it says torso 01. And same old thing. In this case, again, it looks like we're doing the search DBD, and this is going to be clothing instead. And you can see torso. Well, okay, in this case it says torso A01, but I mean it's kind of implied. This particular, I mean, you can obviously tell this is her clothing, but it has her bloody cosmetics on it. It doesn't have A01, but you get the idea. All right, normal, non-color. We have our ORM, non-color. And that has, all the beautiful blood textures from when they were really, really good. All right, now we're going to get our legs. So this is leg 00. So that again is going to be her skin texture. Leg 00, we're doing the prestige. Search DBD skin. Legs. Normal. They did blood so much better. Like the prestige cosmetics these days are not great. I love how they did them back then. Honestly. 100%. Okay. And then we of course need her legs, her clothing. So we're gonna bring you up here just so you guys can see it. Search DBD. Now this is gonna be clothing. Oh god. Okay. Alright. Legs. Okay. Non-color. So it's a little tedious, you know? It's a little tedious, but it's still like, you know, it's still fun. I mean, it's kind of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like paint by number. Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. Okay. One thing I didn't tell you guys is that a lot of common textures will actually, if they are named the same thing, like we already have Quentin's lashes, they will actually show up, on other characters. So these things, lashes 00, if they're duplicated, I think Meg isn't that, no, true. I'm showing, hi Moon, how are you doing? I'm showing how to do prestige cosmetics, which I feel were so much better back then. But anyway, and I was just explaining how lashes, since they are the same as Quentin's lashes, they will actually show up. If I duplicated them, they may not show up. Like if I took this away, if I did that, then they're gonna show up, you know. But let's go ahead and remove that. Okay, great. So, Meg. I'm back. Meg. Wait, hold on. Ah! Redo. Redo. Okay, great. We got our lashes. Sorry. How are you doing, Loon? How's your day? Alright, let's go to Meg's head. Meg head. Prestige. So we go, of course, a Meg head. We need to use our notes. Search. Skin. DBD. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then prestige. It's been a time. Yeah. Finally, a Meg head. And there she is, Miss Meghead. Alright. We need to get our normals. See, I'm such an expert on this. Like, I should be making thumbnails for Ots. I'm just saying. I need to make a Meghead thumbnail. Okay. Now we need to do the hair. So we're gonna do DBD hair. And so I can make a bald Meg. I miss bald Meg too. So you're gonna find your empty hair. So this is her hair color, and we're gonna go with again, we're gonna do the ID I don't give a fuck, which is what I call them. We're gonna do separate color. Open this up. Yeah, Ott should hire me for thumbnails, or you can hire me for thumbnails. We're gonna use that. We're gonna go to our hair library. We're going to go hair straight, even though I don't think Meg is. And we're gonna get that, yep, non-color, perfect. Ooh, we need to do her accessories. So her little accessories, we're gonna go here. It's gonna be clothing. She does have some super gay. She really does. I feel like she is bi. Like, I am 99% sure. Oh, crap. Characters, campers, a Meg. Textures, outfit 01. Bands. Let's do it. Ah, wrong thing. Normal. And 4. Perfect. On color. Excellent. We have Meg. Let's go. So yeah, that's Prestige Cosmetics. Please, Loon, look away. Don't worry about what Pyramid Head is doing to Quentin. It's just a thumbnail. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. He looks, I don't know. I was just like anything to amuse myself, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. So perfect. Beautiful. Alright, what do we want Meg to... Oh, yeah. Let's go back to Meg. And let's do another animation thing. So we went over animation, how to make them do like things and stuff. But included in the DBD files is actually hold on 1 second. It got dark, so I had to use my robot. So within the files, you're actually going to find animations that are common, especially for survivors. So we're going to go to game, characters, campers, and then we're going to common animation. Obviously, Meg is female. Animation sequences. So let's say we want Meg to point to Gwen. Okay? So, Meg. So we have our point. So Meg is pointing, you know, this is the common animation for survivors 2.2. You're gonna notice that there's some irregularities. Actually, let me move this here. Some irregularities because they are common in how you fuse the skeletons. Like her elbow, like look at her freaking elbow. It's broken. Which, you know, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. So we could fix that. But let's say that we fixed the bones, but we kept the animation, right? When we render the image and we don't remove the animation, it's still going to look broken. So if I render, oh, wait, actually, my bad. Sorry. So view navigation. Let's look at her broken ass elbow. Right. So when I render that, her elbow is gonna look fucked up. Right? So we don't want that. Okay. Also, a lot of the common animations, fuck with the face. And so like her face may get messed up. Especially the male, oh my god, the male one. Oh, actually, you know what would be funny? Let's go, oops. Listen, I've done some things, okay? I've done some things. Let me go. Animation sequences. Oh wait, no. Gestures. So this is a male animation on a female skeleton. And we've reached weirdness in the stream. We have reached some weirdness. So, let's go over, while we're here, let's remove that animation for now. But when you remove the animation, like I mentioned, please no look. You see her face is still fucked up. So let's get to the point where, let's move that. So her whole ass body is messed up. She is now the height of a male survivor. Her coochie is stretched. Her legs, everything is stretched because I put a male animation on a female character. So we gotta fix it. Okay, we got to fix the Meg. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We need to select the skeleton, right? And she done fucked up, right? We are going to select the skeleton over here on our right side. We're going to pose mode, and you can see all of these. Oh, you know what I never, like, went over? I'm sorry about this, guys. I never went over how to, like, individually pose characters. Because I, like, as I mentioned way earlier, I use the animations given to me in DBD. Her shit, I know. Really fucked up. So, actually, while we're doing this, I'm going to show you how to fix her face, or fix everything about her. And then we can go to individual kind of posing. But I like to essentially use the same animation in the game to pose. Because for like thumbnails, because it's more natural, what you would see in game kind of thing. But now we're just messing around. So our Meg, she's all messed up, right? We gotta fix her face. So you can select individual bones. So I could select just these bones, right? You could select one by one. You could hit shift. You could select, hi mine. You can shift click, control, wait, actually control doesn't work, but you can select all the bones. And yeah, so let's go ahead and fix Meg. Let's fix her 100%. Let's get her back to where she was. How are you doing, mine? How's your day? We messed Meg up. Thank you for the mouse. Alright, we messed her up. So, pose mode, clear transform, all. And now she's back to Fortnite has been rough. Ooh, okay. Good. Noted. So now she's back. She posing like a boss. Okay. We are gonna still be in pose mode, right? And let's say we want to make Meg wave, right? So when you grab any of these bones, thank you for the mouses, you can move them around. You can move them any which way you want in the 3D space. It doesn't matter. She could do this, she could do that, she is, you know. Yep, thank you for the mouses. Okay. So I would, Jesus. Is it because it's a Meg? Is this why we're doing this? This is going on YouTube. I love you guys. Y'all are the best. I don't know what to say. There's just so many mice. Alright, let's say get moused. It's an infestation. So we can rotate all of the bones, doing all the things. Disco Meg. You know. Let's... or we can just move them slightly. Right? And not terribly. And not like, here. Is here a 7TV emote? So you can precisely... Oh my god, why are there so many bones? So let's say she wants to wave at you. Oh, I fucked that up. Let's say she wants to wave. Say hi, Meg. Hi, Bones. Hi, Caitlin. Catlin? Sorry. You're just being Finnish. Pass. It should be. Welcome on in. Normally I'm a DBD streamer, but I am... Loon summoned me? Oh no. Well, welcome on in. My name is Mouser Allison, Dead by Daylight focused content creator, but I am actually sort of DBDing in a weird DBD way. I'm doing the rendering of the DVDs. This will be on YouTube, by the way. Oh, I do? Oh! Did you change your name? Oh my god, I'm silly. Dreamer brain! So, we're gonna have Meg wave at stream, yeah. Oops. Used to be black. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Ooh, one thing fun you can do with Meg, right? We can, if we find the bone. So, one thing you're gonna also see, so random and coincidence. You could pull out her tongue. So this is Meg's tongue. And, you know, Meg's bone, or Meg's tongue. This is her tongue on drugs. So we do this. I'm normal, by the way. I'm very normal. FYI. I'm insanely normal. Hi girly, how you doing? We're doing some we're messing with Meg's tongue. Alright, so let's say she wants to wave at you. Come in, it is a lie. No. Meg's tongue is fine. We should, you know what? Let's roll that tongue so it like comes not in her. I am totally normal, right? So she has her tongue sticking out. All right, we gotta move. Okay, one thing I want to show you guys is see these very slight lines? This is going to show you the connection from one bone to the next. So you can see that the head of this bone, yes. Hell yeah, let's go, girly! $50? I don't get paid until the 12th. So this bone is connected to the hands, the fingers. So it's connecting to these little other bones, right? So we want Meg to be like, you know, this is her wrist. The arm bone is connected to the arm bone. Let's pretend that we're mean. We're mean little Megs, right? We're at the exit gate and we've won and the killer can't do anything. Oops. Killer is just powerless, can't resist, and yeah. Fingers are hard. I'm a cat. Yeah. Hell yeah. I too. I'm a cat. I mean, I'm a mouse. Duh. I mean, so yeah. Little Meg is like, Little Meg is like, fuck off. But also, I messed this. Fingers are really hard, y'all. Fingers are hard. Oops. So, how would I do that? So you have to look at it in like, you know, a three-dimensional space. Move this way. Or... Oh, good lord. Her finger is not broken. It's fine. Right? Ah! Oh, Jesus. I picked the wrong bone. Ooh. This is fine. This is fine. Right? Oh, shit. Hang on. Her fingers are a little... Fingers are really hard. This is why I use, you know... Ooh. Alright. Yeah, how does that look? Fuck off, killer. Actually, that doesn't look so bad. She's a little, you know, she's a little mischievous. Little mischief Meg. Right? Little mischief Meg. Right? A little tongue action. Telling the killer to fuck off. That's fine. Fine. Um, let's... Oops. Let's do... So you can do... There's a lot of customization. This is literally what every Meg does. As I used to be a Meg head. This is exactly what they do. At the execute. Just saying. Where is my tongue? Don't answer that. Okay. Here? Oh, where's my tongue? Tongue. It's fine. Fine. I need to find the tongue again. No. I might have messed up. So, if you're adjusting things manually, be kind of careful what bone you pick. Like, adjust. But, you know. There it is. There she is. Let's roll it. Roll it back. Oops. Ah. Let's bring it a little bit backwards. No, wait. I lost it again. Here? Yeah, there it is. We need to... We're doing fine, y'all. Want to bring it in, down. This is fine. See, actually, you know what? I think that made it better. There. So there's a lot of customization that we could do with Dead by Daylight. Are there any questions about why I am the way I am? Or are we not taking anything from less? Eyes are hard. Eyes are very hard to do. Honestly, I recommend doing the regular animation. Let's see. Eyes are usually the Windows D Meg. Exactly. So you could move your eyes. So like, let's say we wanted the eyes to move there. So like, this is just something nope. Nope. Here? Yeah, so let's say we need her looking that way. Yeah. Okay. So now, like, she's looking in a certain direction. A lot of, like, if you look at the eyes straight on, usually whatever's kind of centered is going to be, like, kind of centered in the eye is going to be where the eye is. You can also adjust the eyelids. So you can make her, let's say we want to make her like wing. Like, you know, pasta time. Hell yeah. Ooh, I want some pasta. Like, it's very... Sorry, I'm grabbing something. So it's very, 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 like, there's so much customization you can do. In Blender, but, you know, honestly, the Control Z is your friend. The undo button is your friend. With a lot of this. So, but let's say we don't want her to look like that. And I mean, just, you know, honestly, just making some fine, very subtle movements can change so much about, you know, a character, how they look, or what have you. And I mean, just sitting down and, because, like, right now, like, she is looking in an entire different direction, you know? Oh, thank you very much. You know. But let's say we wanted her face, like, we want her face sitting, like, so her face is sitting this way. This is what is going to be, in theory, our, you know. But let's say we want her looking the other way. So we're going to rotate her eye. Obviously, we need to do the same to the other eye, otherwise she looks, you know. So... Right? So her face is facing that way, but you could see, like, her eyes are a different way. And I think that's just, it's like, it changes the composition so much depending on, like, the direction of her eye. But that's kind of a pain in the butt. The other thing you'll find, okay, with eyes, especially with survivors, is there are going to be, there in the eye, if you look up here, you see there's essentially three, like there's going to be three things. All right, this is her eye. This is me moving her eye. Okay. That's her eye socket bone thing. If I click this again, I click on this bone, it's going to switch to a different bone. And it's like the one behind it or in front of it, depending on like whatever. And then that's gonna be, usually there's three of them. It's gonna be her eyelids. And then if I click it again, I got her eye. That's the other one. And then yeah. So there's a lot of fine tuning you can do. To do like a surprised look. So like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, this is her surprise kind of thing. But there's always going to be those in the eyes. There's always going to be like three of them for the top lid, bottom lid, and the eyeball. How are you out of pasta? Okay, we need to control Z some things right now. Okay. But yeah, changing like the rotation of the eye is so interesting. For I think it's there, yeah. For the composition of what you're trying to. Why do you wait. Butter? You're gonna make pasta tomorrow? You don't need butter for wait. Do you mean making the actual pasta noodles? Or like buttered pasta? Like with pasta that you already have versus, because salt, pepper, and a little bit of butter, well, a lot of butter, is so good. There's still like a lot of fine adjustment work that you can do for the face. So we're gonna hide the tongue. We're gonna hide the tongue. Okay, you sent me Piesta? Okay. Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah. So there's a lot of fine tuning. What I like to do as well is just, you can increase like the cheek and pull it out a little bit to even change like the slightest look. Like that, she just looks really concerned, you know? So there's so much you can do with the face to adjust like how they look. You might want to make them kind of smile a little bit. And it's just a lot of like fine adjustment, you know. And let's say we hated. Ooh, I think there is, but I don't know how to do it. I actually do not know how to do that. I will say. I think I remember when I was trying to make like a model, like a VTuber model. I wanted to have my Billy cosmetic as my VTuber. I think there is, but I don't know where it is. Oh! Okay. Team. We're gonna talk about, okay, we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna take this. Oh, it's still in, oh, make sure if you like, if you're trying to click on other things and you can't click on anything, go to object mode. So, that might be your problem. let's go ahead. Whatever. We're gonna go out. Okay. Alright, we need to talk about lighting. Okay, I'm gonna set this up so you guys can see. I'm gonna put a new collection. I'm gonna do 2 new collections. Okay. And then I'm going to put in another light, point light. Okay. I'm gonna do this. And we're gonna do this. This. And I'm gonna make this, okay, great. We're not gonna talk about it. It's gonna be very bright, but I'm gonna show you something very interesting. Okay. So, when I go to render, this is very bright, right? This light, this point light are chilling. They're hanging out. They're adding, 1,000 watts plus 500 watts. Let's make it 1,000. So you can see it's very bright. Okay. Meg is very, very bright right now. Like, she's just, woo, girl. Okay. Let's pretend we want to only light Pyramid Head. Okay? We're gonna take this light and put it down to collection 2. We're gonna okay, that's fine. One thing that is very, very important is that you select hierarchy if you're moving anything. Sorry. Otherwise, you're just gonna move. See, the weapon is still there. So that's the mesh. So we're gonna Z. Okay. So we're gonna select the hierarchy. Select hierarchy, and then we can move it to collection 2. Now that moved everything. Okay. So light, this light, we want it to just be on Pyramid Head. So we're gonna select the light. We're going to go down here to object properties of the light. We're going down to shading, light linking. We're going to select it to be collection 2. And now you see how that light is now not shining on Meg. Let's go ahead and go down here. Let's take that light away from Meg again. So this light is in collection 2. Right? Oh no. What? Wait. Okay, well, whatever. Okay. And now we want this light. Yeah, we want this light to be on collection 1. So now the light that's in here, this point light is now collection. Yeah, there we go. See? So the light, you want it just on whatever collection. Let's take this light out. It's now going to be in collection 3. And let's put Quentin, select hierarchy, put him in collection 3. Now he is lit up by just this light. And now there's no light on Meg. So as I move this around, you can see none of this light moves on Meg. So that's light linking. So it's done by collection. And I'm just right clicking new collection. Select hierarchy. Let's put Meg in collection there. And if we made another light, we will make another light. Point light. It's in collection 4. Right. And then we'll do light linking collection 4. And now that light is only lighting up. So if we made Disco Meg, right? Make that. So like that blue light is only going to affect Meg. So we have Disco Meg. You know. So that's light linking. Does anyone have any questions? It's a mess, but we did it. Now in a lot of the Discord, there are some rendered Discords. Yes, one question. This is mine. How do I meow more optimally? You take Disco Meg and you play around with her. Disco Meg! So if you join my Discord, you'll have, like, no, Disco Meg. Sorry, yeah. It is an application system, but if you would like to join, you're more than welcome to. Cat rave. Exactly. Alright. Team. Are there any other, like, questions? Anything I can answer for y'all? How are we feeling about Blender? Other than unsure. Are we good, team? I will be available. You could always DM me again. There's my Discord. And of course y'all know where I exist. But I might leave this here for now. I could do another Blender bootcamp. Because there's so much to discuss, and a lot of it is going to be, you know, playing around with what you want, or, you know, whether you're doing like a thumbnail or whatever. You can always find me on Discord or socials. But I think I think I'm gonna raid out. And, you know, I had a lot of fun, y'all. So, thank you guys so much for being here. Here is your raid message. I'm hungry, so I'm like, you know what, let's raid out. Let me go ahead, and there's your raid message. Anyone can do it. We're going to open up Twitch channel. And suggested collabs. All right, team. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the cookie. I never usually get to raid him. We're gonna raid Dots. It's been a minute. I'm gonna save this, and yeah, we're gonna raid Dots. I love you guys. I will see you Wednesday. Whomst? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid Dots. Who is playing Dead by Daylight. So y'all go enjoy the show, and thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. I'm just gonna, I think, put the whole kit and caboodle on YouTube. Thank you so much, Cal. I love you. And Demonic, thank you for all the heckin' months. But I will talk to you guys later. Vegan beans, and I will see y'all Wednesday. Okay. Bye, guys.